Hello ladies, happy Tuesday. Good evening everyone, and welcome to my Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Facebook Live. My name is Barbara Reed and I am the Wexford Stamper, and tonight we're going to put together a cute Easter fun fold card. But before we do that, I want to make an announcement that from last week, remember everyone, I did the teeny tiny treat boxes, and the winner of those is Cassandra. So congratulations, Cassandra. I will get this to you probably through Dory, but you will be getting these cute little treat boxes in the mail. All right. Hello, everyone. Hi, Cheryl, Jody, Joanne, April. Hello. Anne, hello. Nice to see you guys. I'm excited about our project tonight. Very simple, something you could do with materials you have at home right now, even if you don't have this exact set. All righty, well, let's go ahead and get started. Let's bring in the sample. All right, this is my Easter card, and let's talk a little bit about some of the products that I'm going to be using. As you well know by now, I will be using the Springtime Joy stamp set. This is a favorite. Just love this. Hey, Joe. Hi, Renee. Hi, Jody. Yes. And this has been a favorite of mine since I saw it in the catalog, and I've gotten great use out of this one. I hope this is one that you've been able to get as well. So I used the little bunny and the basket for this, and of course I used the sentiment here, and then with my fun fold on the inside I use the sentiment up here as well. So this is a real fun little fold card that uses up some of all that beautiful designer series paper. And the designer series paper I used is from the Hydrangea Hill Suite. This is gorgeous paper. You could really pick any of the papers in this. Oh, you do, April? Oh boy, this will be a great idea for you. You could pick any of the paper from this set and make a gorgeous Easter card. So this is from Hydrangea Hill. So that is a fabulous DSP for the springtime season. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, please make sure that you have gone to my business page at the Wexford Stamper and given me a like. Please share this Facebook Live on your feed and give me a like or a love, and let's keep on talking through the entire Facebook Live. I love reading your comments. Yes, the paper is very pretty. Yep. All right, let's get to it here. That's what you came for. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. This is cut. It is a regular standard size piece of cardstock, but it's folded a little differently. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, let me remind you as well that all the information that I share today will be on my blog, and there will be a printable PDF that you can download from my blog that gives you all the measurements, all the materials I used and everything. So take advantage of that. Get over on my blog and grab yourself a PDF. The video tutorial will also be linked there. And so take a look at that. Once we're done here, I will put it right over on the blog. So lots of ways that you can get the information if you're a visual learner or however you do it. If you like to read directions or you like to watch videos. Yes. Oh, yes, you're right, Cheryl. This one would be very good for baby cards and baby shower. Excellent idea. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I made my card base Rococo Rose. Okay, this is such a beautiful color. I love this. And I cut the piece at 4 1/4 by 11. So it's a pretty standard size piece of cardstock for a regular size card. Now the card does open and close at the top. So I already did let's see, I scored this at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. All right, so I'm going to fold it at 5 1/2, and that's what we usually fold it at, like that. But I also have an extra fold here at 4 1/4. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the tombow, and I'm going to put a little bit on this smaller panel that we created with that first fold there, and then I'm going to close it down. So it's going to be a little bit different of a design because this is going to stay closed up here. So it's going to open like this. Okay, so this extra little part up here is going to be where I put my another piece of designer series paper, and I also put my beautiful crinkle ribbon. All right, so it's a basic design, except it has this little extra bit on the top that we adhere down. All right, so that's the first step. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in our paper. Now, I told you that I used the paper from the Hydrangea Hill Suite, and this is a gorgeous paper that we really didn't see that much on most of the projects, because most of the projects we used the purple paper, either the paper that had the Highland Heather or the Gorgeous Grape. So I thought this was a nice change of pace using the Rococo Rose. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and adhere both these. This piece here is 4 by 4, and this piece here is 4 by 1 1/8 inch. All this is written on those PDFs and on my blog, so don't worry. All the information's there. Okay, I'm going to put this piece up here in that small panel at the top. Okay, then I'm going to take the 4 by 4 inch, and that's going to go right down here in this larger space. Okay, so now we have that down on our card. See how that opens and closes, so pretty. And you actually could make your card go this way as well if you wanted to. Okay, lots of choices with that. All right, hi Deb, glad you could make it. All right, so let's go ahead and work on the elements on the front of the card. Okay, first thing I did was I cut out the largest circle from the stitched shapes. Here, I'll put those up there. These are the stitched shape dies. These are awesome. I love these. I get so much use out of these. These are in the annual catalog. And here I used the largest circle. And it is Blushing Bride is the color that I used. It's a little more subtle and it matches. So I went with a lighter shade of the pink. All right, I'm going to grab my Memento ink, and we're going to go ahead and bring in one of the sentiments. Okay, this sentiment says, Easter is a lovely reminder of new beginnings. I think that's a great, great Easter sentiment. I'm going to ink up using my Memento ink, and now I'm going to put this up in the upper half of my card. There we go. So that is right on the top, and the reason we did that is we need to leave some space for our cute little bunnies. So let's put that aside. Speaking of our cute little bunnies, let's grab a piece of the basic white, and we're going to go ahead and stamp our bunny and our basket on here. All right, I think this was officially the most used stamp in this collection for me, the little bunny. Just loved it. Made lots of projects. Check on my blog. I have loads and loads of Easter projects where I use that little bunny. All right, and then here is the cute little basket. All right, and those are both in Memento ink. And now I'm going to grab my blends and quickly color these. Let's start with the bunny. Now I pretty much keep the bunny white. And what I did to coordinate the bunny with the card, I used my Rococo Rose, and I colored in every other flower on the little flower crown. This is Rococo Rose. Let's see which one this is. This is the dark Rococo Rose. Didn't do a lot of shading on these flowers and things. They're so tiny. There we go. So I kind of alternated white flower, Rococo rose flower. And then I'm going to come in with my soft sea foam, keeping my colors subtle. And I colored in all the leaves in the crown. All right, now I'm going to grab my smoky slate and I'm going to do a little bit of shadowing on my bunny. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit under his arms and I just kind of dot. And then here I color those little hash marks and then I kind of do dots under his feet. And then up here, I try to make a little bit of a shadow underneath his flower crown, her flower crown, I don't know, and above, just to give it a little more depth. There we go. So we have him with his cute little crown. And then the detail I forgot last time we were putting a bunny on our project. I took the petal pink, the light petal pink, and I gave I'm going to go with the brush tip for this. I gave my little bunny some rosy cheeks. I don't know if they have them, but my bunny does. And then a little bit on the nose, just to give him a little bit of pink coloring there. All right, so there's my bunny all finished. Isn't he cute? Love this bunny. All right, now we're going to grab the light crumb cake and I'm going to color in my basket. First the handle with the light crumb cake. And then the remainder of the basket. Now I'm going to come back with some of the darker crumb cake just to do a little bit of shadowing so we give the basket a little bit of a three-dimensional effect. But I'm just quickly going over it with my light. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my dark. This is the dark crumb cake. And I'm just going to dot up here underneath that top little roll. I'm going to come under with the dark there. And then I'm going to bring some dark along the bottom and along the middle here. Okay, then I'm going to go back with my light. Oops, there's one other place I want to use the dark, and that's back here in the back section of the basket, kind of on the inside of the basket. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my light again and just kind of blend it all together. All right, there is my cute little basket. Now, for the eggs, I just pulled out some of my favorite subtle colors. We'll have a nice yellow egg. And I have Seaside Spray is another great color. And let's see, what else do we have here? Some Highland Heather, a cute little purple egg. Wouldn't want to make an Easter card without at least a little bit of purple. And then finally, we're going to bring in the soft sea foam. Okay, so there's all the coloring. Very quick, very easy. Looks cute. All right, now I'm not going to go ahead and do any fussy cutting with you watching. I've already gotten that done. So I took my paper snips and I did some fussy cutting and cut out our cute little rabbit and our cute little basket. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our stitch circle back in. I'm going to take my tombow and put a nice layer of tombow on the back, and this is going to go right in the center. Okay, if you look at the card, just at the part that below the score line, it makes a square. Okay, it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so it's really easy to just kind of use that and center it using that 4 1/4 square. All right, so there's that. Then I'm going to grab my little dimensionals, my minis, and my paper piercer, and I'm going to go ahead and put some of these mini dimensionals on the back of my bunny and on the back of the basket. Okay, love these minis. You can really put a lot of those on there. All right, let's go ahead. First thing we'll do, let's bring in our sample. The bunny goes to the left. Hi, Deb. Thanks for joining. All right. Oh, let's get one more backing off there so everybody's sticky. There we go. And we're going to put him over here. Now he's going to go off a little bit on the bottom. That's okay. And his ears are going to be just below our sentiment. All right. Now let's go ahead and bring our basket in. Get those little backings off. They're all over my house, but hey, that's the fun of it. All right, so there you have it. There is the basket and the bunny right on the front of the card. Now you'll notice some little flowers up here in the top, and for that I used another favorite. I know I have lots of favorites, but these are the Pierced Blooms dies. These are amazing, wonderful. I've made a lot of projects with this and will continue because flowers are such a great thing to have for spring and summer projects. So that's what I used for that. Let me show you what I made. I used one of the tiniest little flower dies and I cut out 2 tiny little flowers here. They're in the Rococo Rose, and then I have the little double leaf with the soft seafoam, and you can see all those cute little stitches in all these. Give me some hearts if this is one of your favorite die sets in the new catalog. I would be giving lots of hearts. All right, so let's go ahead and grab my glue dots and let's go ahead and put these on first. Okay, I'm gonna kind of curl up the petals a little bit. Gonna grab my glue dots on the ring and I'm just gonna go ahead and put that glue dot put that flower right down there on the glue dot. Lots of hearts. I see them. Yep. Now I'm just gonna take it off with my paper piercer and I'm just gonna apply it right to the edge of the stitch circle at the top of right hand side. Same thing with flower number 2, paper piercer, and I'm just going to put it right below. Okay, and then what I do with my little leaves, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue just here where the leaves come together. And I'm just going to take it and slide it in behind and glue it down. So that leaves those a little bit free so they can stand up a little bit. So there are flowers. The last thing we need to do with those is we'll give them some of these basic pearl basic gems. You can get them out of the package. There we go. All right, let's go with the big ones here down at the bottom. I'm going to use my paper piercer again. And we're going to put those cute little, oh, come back here. Cute little pearls right on the center of each of those. So there you have it. Almost finished the front. What do we need yet? We need, and I'll show you a picture. This is the best ribbon for spring projects. It's very light. It's very easy to tie. And it is called Crinkle Seam Binding Ribbon. So I've been using this one a lot as well. And what's really great about it, if you have a project and you wish you had some colored ribbon to use, you can use your blends and color this crinkle seam binding to be any color you need for your project. So that's what's great to have a couple of rolls of this around for sure. All right. Yes, you're right, Cheryl. There's 26 maybe. I think it's 26 dies in that flower die set. It's just amazing. I haven't even used them all yet. All right, now I've cut a pretty large piece because I am going to wrap around twice. Let me show you how that works. I'm going to leave enough here on the side to tie a bow. Now this side I'm going to wrap around once, twice, and now I'm going to bring it up here and tie my bow. So we have it wrapped around twice just to give it a little more texture than once. It is a thin ribbon, but it's really pretty and a very springy type ribbon. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tie my bow to the best of my ability on Facebook Live. It is pretty easy. I have to admit, it's very, very easy to tie, soft and lovely. So this is a really nice one to have around because of the versatility with being able to color it. Okay, so I'm going to pull a little bit. I think I got went a little crazy with my loops. A little more out. There we go. All right, so now I'm just going to cut off my tails. And we have the front of our card ready to go. Okay, so now comes the fun part. We're going to go ahead and make the fun fold part. All right, so that's going to go on the inside here. So let me show you the sample. I use a 6x6 piece of designer series paper. Now you can use a piece of paper that is a coordinating, I got a piece of the crinkle ribbon is stuck to me with static. You can use a piece of the designer series paper that coordinates, or you can use one that is exactly the same, and that's what I went with. So when I open it up, you have this space here to write your note and to sign, and then you have a spot here to put a little sentiment. And then you can show off all the pretty paper here. Now let me show you how easy it is to make that little pop-up on the inside. All right, you're going to start with a 6x6 sheet of the designer series paper. Very simple. I'm going to grab my bone folder. We're going to do some folding, almost like a little bit like origami. How many of you ladies made those cootie catchers when you were a kid? This is a lot like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to fold it in half this way first. And the way I do it is I'll fold it in half, and when I get it right where I want it, I'm going to put my hand there, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and crease it down. Okay? Then I'm going to open it, and I'm going to fold it the other way. Okay? So the long way, well, it's not a long way and a short way because they're both the exact same length. So it's vertically and horizontally. Let's go with that. Okay? So right now, we have a score line here in half, a score line here in half. Okay? Now we're going to fold corner to corner. Okay? So I'm going to go up into the corner. When I get it right where I want it, I'm going to hold it down there, and I am going to grab my bone folder. I've just found that is the best way to ensure that you're getting a nice fold and that the folds go right to the end so you have a nice point. Okay, same thing again. One more fold. We've got to go, oops, let's get rid of that dimensional back. We've got to go point to point one more time. Okay, so it's half both ways and then point to point both ways. Okay, and now I'm going to take my bone folder. And there we go. All right, so that is all the folding we need to do. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to fold it together to make it the fun fold. All right, so we're going to hold it like this, and these two sides, we're going to make sure that these folds are folding in. Okay, and then we're going to fold them so that they touch each other, and we want these two to fold this way. Okay, so the top and bottom, we want to fold so we have a square. So there's the top, there's the bottom is the square, and then you open it like this. Okay, so let's look again. Here's where we started. Okay, I folded the two of these so that the folds were coming up. We have them touch, and then we close it up, and then we have the top as a square, the bottom as a square, and then it opens up kind of like a little mouth. Pretty easy. You can get the hang of it. Just give it a try. So that is all we need to do to make our fun fold. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my tombow, and we're going to go ahead and put it on the inside of the card. Okay, so you want to make sure you're putting your glue on the square, okay, because those are the parts that we're going to be gluing to the card. Okay, so there's our first. I'm going to turn that over, and what's so cool about this is this little diamond fits perfectly inside the card base. Okay, remember it's 4 by 4, 4¼ by 4¼ and this fun fold piece folds exactly in that all the points on the diamond are right at the edge of the card base. Okay, so there's the first. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a little more glue. This time it's on the opposite side. It's on the side that is a square. And then I'm just going to close down the card. Okay, hold that for a minute. Okay, and there you have it. That's how easy it is. Okay, so open. And you could make this using any type of designer series paper for any type of occasion. This would be cute for a birthday card. You could use some pretty paper and make a little children's birthday card. This would be really an easy design for you to try. All right, let's finish up the card. We've just got 2 more things we need to do. This piece is cut at 4 by 4. I'm sorry, this is cut at 3 by 3. Actually 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, because each of these squares here are 3 by 3, because this is a 6 by 6 piece. And we're going to just slide this in the bottom, and it will have a little bit of a 1/4 inch little border around that. That's where you can write your message, or if you want to put an additional sentiment there. Okay, last thing, we're going to put a sentiment up at the top of the card. Here I'm using those stitch circles again, but now here I'm using one of the layered circles. These are a different set. Okay, these come, there are several circles, and then there are several coordinating scallops that go with it. That's a different set. And that is a great one to have as well for everyday use. I use it a lot because I like to add the scallop to the back of the card, the back of the circle, sorry. All right, let's go ahead and grab our second sentiment quickly here. And our memento ink again. I'm gonna grab my circle. Let's put it this way. This says, "May the new life of spring bring you joy." Yes, we are all very glad that it is finally spring. So there we go. Sentiment is on my circle. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of my stitch circle. And glue it right to my scallop, and there you can see the little scallop going around. Just gives it a little bit of a pretty edge and helps contrast it from the rest of the paper. Gonna turn that over. Gonna grab my regular size. Ooh, I'm down to ends here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put regular dimensionals on this, and then we're gonna take off the backs, and this is the last step. Okay, gonna go ahead, you can open it all the way there, and you want to make sure as best you can that you are centering that in this top square there. There we go. So you would close like this, and then it opens like that. Isn't that so pretty? Nice and springy. What a great card to send to someone for Easter. All right, well, that is all for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this card design and you give it a try. Maybe not for Easter, but for another occasion that you might need it for. Remember to check on my blog for the PDF if you have any questions about any of the dimensions. You can always message me. And this is a picture of what your PDF will look like. That is on my blog. Please feel free to go ahead and download that and print that off for yourself. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. And it's a really, really special time in Stampin' Up! Right now. We are just a month or so away from a new catalog with new in colors. And it's a great time if you are interested in lots and lots of the new products to join my team. And you don't have to you sell like I do. You can just be a hobbyist who loves getting a discount. So you will start at a 20% discount right away and you can move up from there. We are a great group of ladies and we have lots of fun. So if you have any questions about that or would like more information about joining my team, please let me know. All right, that's it for this evening. I hope everyone has a great week and just keep on stamping. Take care.